Greetings. In this video, I'll be painting an Infernus Marine of the Red Talons Chapter. For this model, I've used a standard Infernus Marine, though I created the armorial and put it on a pauldron that I found online. Some information about that's in the video description. I started with some black primer through my airbrush, though a rattle can spray primer works fine too if you prefer that. To start out, I used Mephiston red and base coated the entire armour in a few thinned coats. Next, I used some thinned Evil Sunz Scarlet and applied some highlights in places where light hits the most, or at least from whatever perspective I decided on at that time. It's not that I'm going for a stylistic approach, it's just that I'm going for parts that stand out the most. Switching to Abaddon black, I painted in the undersuit bits, the armorial, and other various little bits of detail around the armour that needed to be black. Briefly, I switched to a gloss varnish to prepare the Dexter pauldron for tactical markings. There's a little cable running here under the pauldron. I'd usually paint these red, but in this case I've used Stegadon scale green, followed by Thunderhawk blue as a highlight. Now onto the leather. My usual trusty recipe here, starting with Rhinox hide as a base coat, then a chonky and scratchy highlight with Skrag brown. Then, finally, a more precise chipping highlight with Deathclaw brown. Let me know in the comments if you've got some alternate recipes for leather. I'd love to try and mix it up a bit for these, especially if you have any ideas for a black leather recipe. Next, I turned my attention to the purity seal. I started with the base coats, Zandri dust for the parchment, and Screamer pink for the wax. To highlight, I used Ushabti bone for the parchment, aiming at the raised surfaces and edges, and then pink horror for the wax, in a similar method. Onto the lenses and lights around the model. I started with a base coat of Warpstone Glow, though this takes 2 coats to get full coverage over most colours. Moot green followed next, used as a highlight for the wrist lights and the eye lenses. This is applied for roughly 1/3 of the surface of the lenses. Gauss Blaster green was next, dotting the edges of each lens. I'd usually add some yellow into Moot green for this, but I think the cooler tone for this colour is nice for a change. Now onto a long stage that was fairly hard to get nice on camera, highlighting the red. I used Wild Rider red for this, doing most of the edges, and painting in little scratches and chips in preparation for deeper chipping later on. For the Imperialis here, I used Ulthuan grey. The references show fancy bits on the weapons as gold, so this is the only bit of white on the model. After I was done here, I applied some decals off camera. Next I used Eshin grey to highlight the pauldron trim, the weapon casing, and to add some little chips around the armour. I think the chips came out really nicely and suited the armour colour better than the brown that I'd usually do. Now onto the metallics. I went through these fairly quickly because they're fairly similar in each model I do. Iron Warriors was used as the base coat, then Runefang Steel following as a highlight. I wanted to make sure that the Pyreblaster cowling was very shiny for the later steps. For the little skull and crossbones on the Pyreblaster canisters, I used a simple application of Retributor armour. I briefly went back to Abaddon Black to paint in some little scribbles on the purity seal. It's important to use a brush with a nice tip for this bit. Now back to that Pyreblaster cowling. I used some Tyron Blue shade paint to add a deep blue tone, and whilst it was still wet, I switched to Druchii Violet to add a bit of a transition. Then I went in with Seraphim Sepia, further mixing it to create a nice gradient. These worked nicely, but the holes in the cowling sucked in more paint than I wanted, making it harder to apply the gradient. I might try contrast paints in the future instead, as they're less likely to freely flow into the recesses. After the washes were dry, I went in with a dry brush of Abaddon Black to add a scorching effect to the muzzle. It covers a bit of the blue, which I think helps tone down the effect nicely. And finally I switched to an enamel pin wash to apply over most of the model. I liked the temperature of the red colour, so I wanted to go with a neutral black tone, instead of the brown enamel that I would usually use. After I left it for a few hours to dry, I applied my usual basing method, painted the base rim, then sprayed an ultramatte varnish all over the model, to tie everything together and to protect it for handling. And here we have it, an Infernus Marine of the Red Talons Chapter. Despite being yet another Red Marine, I feel like I did better with this one. I can't quite put my finger on exactly what I did differently, but there's just something about it that looks better to me than my older attempts. The enamel effect worked well to separate panels, that is its job I guess, but it's still nice to see it in action, especially when it feels like it helped so much this time. I liked how the Power Blaster came out too, with a fancy gradient on the cowling, and I'm also happy with the chipping. The dark grey looks nice both on the white that's present on the Imperialis, but also on the red armour in the tiny little chips that I painted in. I kept it fairly subtle for this one, but I might go heavier for my next mini. Let me know in the comments how much battle damage you guys like to see. I don't really know how to categorise my painting style, but my intention is to show some simple methods to get a miniature that looks great, but is in no way some competition level paint job. The hardest part for me are the edge highlights and the glazes, of which I'm still struggling with. Either way, I hope you found something useful in this video. That and just having some fun are the most important parts about these videos. But anyway, I hope you stick around for the next one.